Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is See No Chemtrails. It's August. No, it's September. It's 2018. It is the 14th. And there are no chemtrails. Look at the sun and the blue sky behind it. Yeah, there's some clouds. I always start my videos off like this just so you can see. I just watched Richie's latest 2 fear porn videos put up yesterday. Now he's back to this child pornography and child sex ring. Boy, he's really obsessed with that. You know, admittedly, I make my videos about Richie, so I guess in a way I'm kind of obsessed with his stupid activity, but there's nothing illegal about what I'm obsessed with, if you want to call it that. I'm obsessed with trying to get at least one person to drop from his channel and to save one person from his fear-mongering and hate. So yeah, that's what I'm obsessed with. But he's obsessed with devil worship and child pornography. That's about all he ever really focuses on anymore. You don't hear much from him about chemtrails or 5G. Once in a blue moon, he'll throw it out. But he's just all obsessed about child pornography. And he knows a lot about it. Funny thing is about it, all these negative stories that he brings to light, I would never know about. Now, you might think, wow, he actually brought a good story. But no, he's got to make it scary. He's got to make it bad. He's got to turn it into a conspiracy. And yet, he says everybody is paying attention, so it distracts me from one thing to another. No, actually, Richie, it does not. I don't watch the news, but apparently you lie because, for one, you said you own the house in an email, and you don't own the house according to a video. I had to make a video about you not being from Boston. Then you finally came out and said that. Oh, let's see what else. Oh, we've shifted dimensions. How did we shift dimensions? Did God shift with us? Because the funny part about it is the sun hasn't changed positions. It's exactly where it would be if I drove this way in the morning. It's exactly where it would be when I drove home in the afternoon. And the funny part about it is even the stars are all in the same place. Let me ask you this. How come I can see planets with the telescope if we shifted dimensions and there's no outer space? How come I can focus in on the moon with a high enough power telescope that I can see the blast site and I can see the Mars rover and they can actually, they have the marker on there with the big telescope and they can actually measure the distance? How are there physical things that people can physically see on the moon if we've never been to the moon? How can I see Mars on July 27th to July 29th? Mars was in retrograde, so it was out. We knew it ahead of time. It was the closest it's been to the Earth in 60 years or so. It does it about every 2 years, so in 2 years we're gonna be able to see Mars again with the telescope, but yet there's no planets out there and there's no outer space because the Earth is flat. But I digress. Cough, cough, hack, hack. Chemtrail lung. You talk about what people look like. Richie, I've seen you full body. I'm curious what size bra you wear. Because you're supposed to be not quite in the best fighting shape of your life at 10 or 20 pounds, and you would be. When your head looks like a pimple. That's what your head looks like. You say, why can't we take these people out because they're sick, they can't be fixed and broken, they need to be taken out in the backyard and shot. I know some other people that are fixed and can't be broken that might need the same justice that spread fear and hate. Wonder who that might be. I know that the so-called truth community, many of them, not all, but many of them are broken and can't be fixed because they need to be in an insane asylum or taken out to the backyard and treated as they need to be treated for scaring children that watch their videos. That's the thing. You're talking about child sex rings. And there are kids watching. There are kids watching your video, Richie, and you're talking about child sex rings. Do you think these kids need to know all this stuff that, hey, there's a website where I can get on and get screwed? So you're going to pass that kind of information out to people. And meanwhile, you want the adults to be afraid of, the TV because they're casting spells, going to the Olympics because they're casting spells, and just because I watched it or listened to it, I am part of that spell. How about it was just fireworks? Maybe they were representing on America's Got Talent Adam and Eve. I don't know. Doesn't mean that was an occult spell. Just means that's what they did. It is a story that has been told time immemorial. It's in the Bible. So what's wrong with doing it as art in the Bible? They could throw people up like that without being physically possessed by demons. You ever been to a circus? Well, you look like you came from a circus with a peanut head. But they throw people in the air like that all the time in the circus. It's not an inhuman feat. It would be inhuman if the person flew. I think one flew over the cuckoo's nest for you. Richie, you've got to stop. You're running out of time. And I'm talking directly to you. I've sent you email after email. Of course you won't respond because you know it's true. And I think you made a mistake, and I think you know it by admitting that you'll take your channel down when nothing happens in 2019 or the end of 2018. I think you realize you screwed up. Because I have that. I have a lot of other stuff that you don't know about. I do know where you live, and they make really nice cameras that can focus in. And there might be a video of you watching TV with a clicker. I wonder about that. But when I do it, I want to do it all. I'm going to put it all together. I'm actually going to get a computer out, and I'm going to get a film editor, and I'm going to do everything that you've been busted on. When you took a video in a Cracker Barrel in the bathroom, and people were looking at you weird because you were making a video in a Cracker Barrel. Or the video where you say the Bible is the biggest book, the biggest science fiction book ever written. You said that about the Bible, not me. You said the Bible was the biggest book of science fiction ever written. You are a liar. You have been exposed several times, and I'm sure that other people have other information, but I have a lot of information that's never been put out on the internet yet, and I'm going to. Stop, Richie. I will destroy you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, or your vape. I'm out.